Hi guys, we'll be starting in a minute. Till then, let me know whether I'm clearly audible or not. Give me a thumbs up in chat if I'm clearly audible to you all guys. We'll be starting at 8:10 guys. Let's wait for the other people to join till then, and we'll start at 8:10. Till then, you can confirm me guys that whether I'm clearly audible to you or not. You can confirm via giving a thumbs up in chat. Cool, Anurag. I think I'm audible, right? Okay guys, so let's start the session. So guys, in previous session we have covered css flex. We already have covered this. Do you guys have any problem to understand this concept? Guys, do you guys have any problem to understand this concept, flex? If not, let's continue the session with css grid. And guys, if you guys understood this flags, if you guys have understood css flags, I don't really think that you guys would have any confusion or any kind of unclarity to understand this css grid. Guys, if you guys would have understood css flags, you guys are not going to face any kind of trouble or any kind of problem to understand css grid. But you guys let me know whether css flags is clear to you or not. Alright guys, so let's start waiting for the other people would not be okay. Yeah, I think people are joining. Yeah. So guys, those of you who have joined, do you guys have understood CSS flags box? Do you guys have understood this flags box? Because if you guys have understood this flags layout, you guys are not going to have any trouble to understand CSS grid. But if you have trouble, like if you do not have the idea of CSS flags, obviously you are going to obviously you will be able to understand, but for that you will have to put some extra effort for that. Okay guys. All right, so let's start. As I guys told you, like in every session I told you that like the content on your page is displayed is displayed in the form of box. Every content you talk, all the content on your page is being displayed in the form of box, or you can say the with the concept of this box, right? Whether you are having a text, whether you are having an image, whether you are having like button, whether you are having a video, anything, all of those things are being displayed on a page with the form of box. So for every element you are having a box, you are having a box, and if that element has some another has some its child, as I take the always example, let's say you are having a div, right? And you are having some other elements into this, let's say you are having some another div, another div to it, right? Another div to it. So the div which is inside this outer div, these inner divs are nothing but the child of this outer div, right? Right. So for this outer div, obviously we'll be having a container, and all these inner div will also be having a container. But all of those container, all the container for the content of this div will be inside in this inside the outer div, inside the outer div. Yeah, guys, is this clear? Hope guys this would be clear. Okay. So what I am supposed to teach you in grade is that you already have understood CSS flags. What is flags? Flags is basically, you can say, like layout building, you can say property. Okay, CSS nothing but you can say like with flags box you can create layouts, right? You can create layout, but with the help of flags you are only able to create 1D flags, right? 1D layout, right? But with the help of grid, you guys can create 2D layout. 2D layout. What do I mean with that 2D layout? What do I mean with 2D layout? Let's say I'm having four boxes. I'm having four, container. I'm having four child. Let's say I'm having four child, uh, and this is the outer child, sorry, parent for all of it, right? With the flags box, what I can change its position. From main axis to cross axis. Obviously I can change its position from main axis to cross axis. Obviously, guys, right? So, with the help of CSS, you are not having much control on the layout to make the childs, or you can say the items, right? To distribute on both the axis, main axis as well as on cross axis, right? So for that we are having grid. So grid can help you organize your items in 2D manner, just a second, guys. Grid can help you manage your items in 2D manner. So let's say this is your container, and in this you are having a child, right? So you can manage it something like, if you want this, right? And then after that you want this way content, right? Then after that, if you want the whole the next element, you want the whole length. And then if you want it to be something like this. So these things can be achievable with the help of grid only. So this is nothing but 2D layout. 2D layout, if I would say, if I have to explain it, I would say it's another powerful layout model in CSS, right? Other than flags box, right? It allow you to create two-dimensional grid based layout with rows and column, right? Obviously you guys would have familiar with the rows and column concept. and the vertical lines are called a column. So we are having this can be considered as one column, this can be considered as another column, right? So you guys are already familiar with this. So grid helps you to manage your items or to manage your content layout in two dimension, which we usually called like row and column. Okay guys, okay guys, all right. So similar to flags, you will be having a parent. Firstly, you will be having a parent. Just a second, guys. Firstly, we'll be having a parent. So to use the grid layout, what you will have to do is that you will have to change the parent display. Parent, this is your parent container. This is your parent box, you can say, or a container, right? And these are the child of this. These are the child. These are the child, guys. These are the child. Mm-mm-mm. These are the child. So if you want to use a grid layout, what you will have to do, you will have to change the display. You will have to change the display. Okay, guys. So in previous session when we understood the CSS flags works, we covered this, right? And in today's session, as we are understanding the CSS grid layout, how we can use grid layout. So create another page index page, like HTML page for that index 2.html. Okay, guys. Yeah. So firstly, let me have my boilerplate code, and inside it, let me have mm, my style tag where I'll be writing my CSS. I'll be writing my CSS. Guys, for now, like the live server was open for that index one.html. Now I'll have to open my live server for this. Okay, yeah, cool, guys. Okay, guys. So as I told you guys, to use the grid, you need to have a parent container, and then obviously inside it you will have the child, right? Inside it you will having a child. Okay, guys. So let's say this is your container. So this is like this parent container whom display you will change to grid. These are called this basically container, or you can say the item is called a grid container. Grid container. And the item inside that grid container is called the grid items. Grid items. Cool, guys. Cool. Let's move ahead, guys. Let's have the output. Okay, now let's have a div of which we call a parent container. Okay, and inside it let me have some of the boxes. Let me have some of the boxes. Box dot box one, this is one. Div dot box 2, this is second box. Div dot box dot box 3, this is third box. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Then we have div dot box 4, guys. This is 4, guys. If I'll save it, Yeah, guys. All of these things are visible. All of these things are visible over here. In style, what I will do is that firstly I'll write the that common like universal selector. Universal selector. Inside this universal selector, firstly I'll change my border box. Sorry, box sizing. Box sizing to border box, because I want all my margin like padding borders to be like to be inside the actual width only. Okay, and I want the margin for every new elements as 0. I also want the padding as 0. So that's it, and let's give something to each of these boxes. So let's access the box class. Let's access the like box element using the box class, and let's give it a width. Let's give it a width of mm, mm, mm. Actually I will not be giving it a width or anything. I'll be using the I'll be straightly like directly you will be using the uh, grid on it. So as I told you guys, if you have to use grid, what you have to do, you have to change the display of parent to grid. So who is the parent for all of these like boxes? Obviously this div who is having this class parent container. So let's access it. let's select it let's select it using the class selector. To make your selector more specific, you can also use the name, which is div, and then the class name dot after dot you can like write the class name. Let's change its display to grid guys. After you change the display to grid, what you are supposed to do is that like you will be using like first let me tell you the very first let me tell you the first property that you will be using guys. Yeah, so the very first property is that grid template column and grid template row. What is grid template row and what is grid template column? First property, grid template rows, right? And then you have grid template. Actually the property name would be suggesting something already, right? Yeah, obviously there is a s into the name. Okay, this property allow you to define how many rows you want. In how many rows, let's say you are having this 1 2 3 4 5 6 grid items, 6 grid item. In how many rows, you want to like have the layout of those items, right? So this is for that. And this grid template column allow you to fix the number of column, like in how many column you want your you know uh, items to be. Okay, let me show you guys on code, right? Okay, so let me give some beats, and I'll do it later. Okay, let me give it a grid template column. What are we supposed to do with this grid template column? Actually, over here you are telling that how many basically how many column, like let's say you are having a four container over here, four grid item over here. If you want all of these four grid item to be in single row, then you can assign you can let's say for first grid item, how like what like bits you are looking for. Let's say 100 pixel, right? Then for another let's say I want 100 pixel for another item. Then after that I want like for the third box, for the third grid item, I want the size of 300 pixel, and for fourth one I want it for 200 pixel. Guys, look, this is what I wanted to explain you guys. but this thing would be more clear to you, this thing would be more clear to you if I give it a some if I give it some width, if I give it some width and like let me give it a width of let's say 110 pixel. Let me also give it a height, let me also give it a height of 110 pixel, make it a square. Let me give it a some border so that it is clearly visible. 3 pixel solid black, guys. Yeah, can you guys see, can you guys see what I have done? What I have done is that, what I have done is that I have I have I had like three, I had three sorry, I had four item, I had four grid item. So what I have done is that I have given that I want four column in each row, I want four column in each row, right? I want four column in each row. And for the first column like box, I want the 100 pixel width, right? For the second one I want again 100 pixel. For the third one I want 300 pixel, and the fourth one I want 200 pixel. And this is exactly here over here, guys. But what if you want the same width, if you want, what if you want that whatever width is available, whatever width is available, you want them to equally distribute along each other, then you can use something called auto. Like how many column you want? Obviously four, so you will write auto four times, auto four times. And what this auto will do, what this auto will do, this will give the like this will create this will create four, this will create four column in a row. This will create four column in a row, four column in a row, and each of them will have the same width, each of them will have the same width. Okay, guys. But at any point, but at any point, if you want, if you want to change, if you want to change its display like width, let's say for the fourth one, for the fourth, let's say for the third one, let's say for the third one I want the fifth like for the fourth one only, let's say I want 50 pixel. And if I will save it, guys, just see, just see what happened. Actually it is already I already have assigned I already have assigned it a width. So let me remove it, let me remove it. And if you guys would see, if you guys would see, like for the first one we have and third and first, second and third we are having the same width, same width. But the fourth one, what I have done is that I have given it a width of 50 pixel only. But if I will change it to 150 pixel, and if I will save it, guys, just have a look, just have a look, just have a look. This has been increased. Let me show you guys in inspect, in inspect. Let me do the inspect and then show you. Let me yeah, let me select its parent, and yeah, guys, its parent, okay. And let me change its display. Like let's say for the second one, for the second one it is again like first, second, third is having the same width. Because for like we are having we have given assigned it the value of auto. Like whatever width will be available over there, it will auto like take whatever like auto basically distribute equally among all of them, right? So if I want to change for the second one, if I want to change of the 500 pixel, 500 pixel, let's say what happened, guys, can you see? For the first, second and third, for the first, second and third, sorry, first and third they are having auto. But this, as we change the second, as we change the second, for the second column I want the 500 pixel of it, it automatically like takes the five, not automatically, but it's take the 500 pixel as we set over here, right? But if I want, what I want only three column, I want only three column, I want only three column. So for that, guys, what I can do, is that I can remove the third one, guys. This time we are having three column only, we are having three column only. And into this uh I want first and second to have the same like auto value, like whatever it would be available, it will like distribute like on that, right? But the second one I have given the 500 pixel. If you guys would see, once first, second, third, and the fourth item which I was having, that has gone into the second row. Why? Because in the grid template column I have clearly assigned that I want only three column. First one is auto, second one is the width of 500 pixel, and third one is again auto, right? So it will have only two column guys, sorry, three column guys. Okay guys, is this clear? Is this clear guys? Grid template column is clear guys? Let me know in chat guys. Cool guys, cool. Okay, let's move. Let's explore some other properties. Let me refresh it. Yeah, I have the this, but let me have auto wala part. Okay, so this is grid template column, and with grid grid template rows, you can define how many rows you want, right? Clear guys? Auto, auto, and this guys. Okay, so like I will be having two rows. Okay guys, now let's move ahead and let's explore something more. Let's explore some more. Now you have grid gap. These all are your grid like items. These all are grid items. Now if you want some gap between all of these grid item, then for that you can use the grid gap property. Grid gap property. Let's say I want the gap of 5 pixel. If I will save it, guys, can you see we are having the gap? Let me increase it to 10 pixel or 50 pixel, 15 pixel. Okay guys, can you see? Can you see? So this grid gap, like this property is for the all of the like all of the grid items, right? But let's say you want this gap in only in a column, right? So for that you can use grid gap, grid column gap, grid column gap, column gap. Yeah, so whatever value you will give it over here, like that will be in the entire like in column, in whatever column you are having. So in column grid will have this gap 110 pixel. But if you want a gap in between the grid rows, so for that you can use the property grid grid row gap. Let me have a 10 pixel, but over here I'm having only one row. So let me increase my row. Let me to make a two row, and if I will save it guys, see, if I will remove this grid gap property, and if I will remove grid row property, guys, see, in row we are having no gap, but as we give a grid row gap, we are having a gap in rows, as well, guys. Is this clear? Guys, cool guys, cool. Okay, now this was for the parent. Again, you are have like you are having the access to bunch of properties. You guys, what you guys can do is that you guys can explore them. You guys can do the experiment with the other properties. And again, to experiment with the properties, you guys can visit obviously MDN website, which MDN website, or W3A school website, right? Or again, you can also visit ZFZ, again, Geeks for Geeks, right? So you guys can do the experiment with the value, and obviously you guys can also explore the properties, right? Obviously in session like it is not really possible to cover all the property, because if I will get to cover all of the properties, it will take really huge time, right? And if you guys could cover all of them, if you like the rest of the property, you guys have the understanding now, right? But I only thing I want you guys to do is that I want you guys to do experiment and like explore the other properties, right? You are having the fundamental knowledge that how these things are, right? Okay. Cool guys, cool. Okay. Now let's say I want my grid item grid item 1 to start from here and end to here, right? So I can select it. This is box 1, this is box 1, right? So what I can do is that I can select it, okay. Grid grid row or grid call. Okay, what does this do? Okay, what does this do? Actually this column tells that from where you want your particular grid to be started, right? Actually this grid column, right, this grid column, and similarly you are having a grid row property. So these property specify where a grid item starts and end within a grid. So this is your entire grid, and in this grid, where do you want your grid to start and where do you want your grid to end, right? So the first one, for the first one, let's select for the second one. Second, obviously it will have the same, because second is obviously starting from the second. But if I will change for the third is on the third is over here, but I want it to start from the second, right? And if I will save it, guys, what is it doing? It is starting from the second, but as the second has already been occupied, what it is doing, that it is searching the second in second row, it is searching the second grid position, second grid position. So this is the second grid position, and it is starting from here, right? And similarly you can assign grid rows grid rows right? If I will use inherit, it will like take the one. If I will use the one, what's happened, guys? What's happened? Guys, see, now as we have not given grid rows has any value, as we have not given any value to this grid row property, what this three were doing, what this three box 3 was doing, what this box 3 was doing, that it was searching, in the next, right? In a next row, right? And as we have assigned it the grid row, then we are having three grid item with this class box 3. So all of those come over here, all of those came over here, right? The grid column from 2, and like grid in first row, I want this grid item to be in like second column, guys. Similarly you are having some more property. Grid grid column start, sorry guys, grid column start. Actually this define that from where you want it to start, let's say I want it to start from 1, it to start from 1, and I want it to end, grid column end. For that you are having grid column end. I want it to end on like 4th. Guys, can you guys imagine what will happen now? Guys, this 3 is being started from here 1, and ending is what? Second, third, and fourth. I have given it a fourth value, that is why it is ending on the fourth one, right guys? Cool. Obviously guys, let me comment it. So as I commented it, what has happened? it is searching. What I have done is that for obviously grid, I want this box 3 wala grid item, I want it to start from grid column start 1, right? I want it to start from the first column, but in first row the first position has already been occupied. So what it will do is that it will go into the next row and so take the first column position, and whatever end position I will give it, it will take from there. If I will change it to third, where will it end? Obviously over here, right? Guys, is this cool? Is this cool, guys? Okay, guys. So on this, let's create a simple form. Let's create a simple form. For that, let me create another page. Mm-mm-mm. Simple form dot html, right? Let me use underscore instead of this. Alright guys, so let me remove all the pages which is open over here. So first let me have my boilerplate code, and inside my boilerplate code let me change the title simple form. I want a very simple form with the help of grid and flags box. I will be using both. I'll be using the both. So like this time I want I want to have the external css. I want to have the external css. For that, what I can do is that I can link my css. I don't really have the file, so what I will do is that I will like link it, and whatever HTML file this has given me, I'll just right click on, asking me that you are not having that file, so I'll select on this create file. Okay, so file has been created and file has also been linked. So guys, uh what I can do is that let me uh stop my live server and again go live. Okay guys, cool. Okay, so what I really want, I want a container first. I want a container. Okay, guys. So this is my container, right? Inside this container, firstly I will having a inner container which will be like having a let's open the form tag, form element, right? So hope you guys would have understood what is get method and what is post method. But if not, skip it, guys. Okay. All right, guys. So I have opened my form element, and yeah, inside the form, let me have another container, another form container. Actually, why I'm having a form container over here, guys? In form I'll be having different elements, right? Like input element, right? Select element. So for that point I have given them a parent, right? So let me write some css first. So what I want, like this container should have some background, some width, right? So let's accordingly give it. Firstly, use universal selector and change your box sizing to border box. I want for a new element margin 0, padding also 0. Okay guys, cool, yeah. So let me select the parent container. Let me select the parent container first, and let me give it a width. Let me give it a width of let's say I want to give it a width of 100 pixel. Not really 100 pixel. Uh, let's say I want to it to give it a 80%. 80%. Let's also give let's also give some you know background color. Background color. Mm-mm-mm. Let me use something catchy. Let's use tomato. Let's use tomato. uh, Actually I have not specified the height, but what I can do is that I can give it minimum height, mean height. Mean height I want it to have like 80%. 80% would be very max. I want to have some border radius. You guys would see this. You guys would see this. Then after that, let's have another div for each of the you know uh, form form items, right? Div dot form items, right? Div dot form items. Okay, guys, cool. Over here, what I want is that I want two field. First is my span, first is my span tag, where I'll be giving a message that for what purpose I'm having the input element. Let's say I want a name. And I'll use another input element. I'll give the input element, and this time I'll be using, obviously, for name, what type could be, obviously it would be text, it will be text, right? So text. And for each and every input, you guys already know, we have to give some name and some id. And you guys all have already understood that why are we giving its name. Id is the another attribute, right? If you guys would see, can you see, can you see, we are getting the output, but let's have a height as well. Not height, but mean height. Hmm, hmm. Mean height, or let's give it a height. Let's give it a height of let's say 80%. 10% would not be enough, so let me give it in pixel. Yeah, this is, guys, this is okay. Okay, guys, okay. Now if you guys would see, let me arrange it, let me debug it. I want my inspect to be on bottom. So for that I can use this one. Yeah. So let me select this parent. Let me select this parent, and I don't want this much of width. I don't want this much of width. So let me decrease it. Let me decrease it to maybe maybe 40%. Maybe 40%. Yeah, 40% is enough. And one more thing that I want to do, I want to change its position from left to center, for that I can easily use the flags. So to use the flags, what I can do, I can change its display to flags, obviously, guys, right? And to make it center, what I can do, obviously I can use the justify content center. So guys, by doing this, what I am really doing is that I am changing, obviously this justify content property works on the child. But what I want is that I want to change this parent class, this div, to be on center. So for that, what I can do is that I can change the display of flags to body, because body is the parent of this. Right? So I can change the display to flags, and justify content to center. Guys, see? Okay, cool, guys, cool. So let's, why I have selected the body, because see, guys, body is the parent of this. And if I will change my body display to flags, and whatever property like justify content, right, align item, these things are worked on the items, right, flags items. And if I will make the display body flags, then body items, who is the child of body, obviously this div. So this will take work according to that, right? So guys, yeah. So let me select body, yeah, body, okay. And let's paste the value that we have selected, right? And let's decrease this value by 40%. Cool, guys, cool, guys. Hope this is cool. Now let's do one more thing. I want some, you know I want it to be on center. I want it to be on center. This is on top now. This is on top now. So let's make it on center. Let's make it on center. To make it on center, which property I can use? Which property I can use? Which property I can use? Guys, if you guys would have learned CSS flags, then guys tell me which is suitable to use, align item or align content. Align content, guys. Which one? None of this, right? So this is basically a task to you, right? So you have to give it a center. You have to give it on center. You have to give it on center, right, guys? Guys, what can we do? What can we do, guys? Guys, over here, over here, over here, we can use obviously the align items. Align items is the property for the cross axis. Cross axis. Align item. Align item. For body. Align item center. But I have said I already have said it's to align item center. But why it's not taking the center position? Because this is having this much of width only, this much of width only, and sorry, height only. If I will change the height to 100, percent, 100%, like whatever is available. Again, it's not has taken 100% means like whatever content demand. If I will change it to 100 vh, 100 vh, right? Let's see what happens, guys. Yeah, guys, can you see? So what I have to do, I'll have to align item center. I'll have to do it, align item center to align item to center. If I want to make it center on cross axis, right? And obviously also have to give it a height of 100 vh, like whatever is available, right? Whatever is available, guys. See, now guys, okay. Now what I want, I want some padding kind of thing, because this is my container. And if you would see this name is very like close to the border, very close to the border. So to get out of that, I can add some padding. uh, Obviously we can give it of 10 pixel, but 10 pixel would not be enough. Let's save it. Yeah, guys, actually we'll be making this name on top and this box on bottom. We'll be doing that. Okay. But what I really want is that let's say 10 pixel of the it is enough. Let's have the 15 pixel, and let's also give it some margin of 5 pixel. Yeah. Okay, guys, cool. Now, uh, before we give anything, I want a heading like that has to specify that. Okay, okay. So for that, inside a container, what I will have is that I will have a h1. This is for this will say why for what purpose I'm having this form. So I'm having this form for the login form, right? Login form, guys. Okay, cool, guys. Now if you would see the font is really not so good, right? So for that I can change the font family. font family of the body. uh, to I can use, yeah, this one. Let's try it. See, this is not so cool. Okay, 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 let's use something else. Mm-mm-mm. Let's use this one. Actually, guys, you can also use like the font from Google. Actually, I'll be showing you that, guys. I'll show you that, guys. Okay, and let's write some inline. Writing inline CSS is not recommended because like professional developer does not usually write inline CSS. If you want to write something, you can like use the external CSS as well, right? So let's make it a text alignment center. Let's save it. Yeah, it is on center. It is on center, guys. Yeah. Now guys, what I am really looking for, is that uh this form container, this form container. Let's select it, and inside this form container, I will be having the form items. Right? So let's select it and let's write CSS code. Okay, guys. Cool, guys. Actually, I'll also show you that how you can put this project on online, so that just on a single click, or you can say this with the link, that project has to be available, or you can say the visible for each and everyone. If you want to share that this project with somebody, you can share, right? So let's go. And what I will be doing is that, obviously, this time as well I will be using, if you want, if you guys want, you can use the grid, but this time again I'll be using the display flags. And why I'm doing this, you guys will understood. I have changed this display to flags, and I want to change what I want for each and every element. I want it to be on new row. So I'll give it a flags direction to you know flags direction row. Cool, guys. Cool. And let's give it some, let's don't give it some padding or margin to it. And after that, what I have to do is that I have to select this form item, which is the child of this form container, right? Form container. Let's select it, and let's change it display to display flags as well. Let's change it. You guys will understood why I'm changing its display to flags. And let's change its flags direction. To, let's say, row. One second, guys. Hmm. Let me inspect it. Or it would be much better. If I will change its display to grid. Right? Right? And for grid template column, grid template column, use auto. Let's set it, guys. If you would do so, can you guys see what happened? Obviously, guys, see. Now actually, let me show you guys what has happened. Is that this form item has this two element, a span and this input. If I change it display to grid, when I change it display to grid, obviously now it has the access to use all the property of grid. So what I have done is that I use using this property grid template column. I said that I want only one column. I want giving it only one value. I said I want only one column in a row. And I have not specified how many rows I want. So it will take as many rows is required. So obviously we are having two grid item, and in one row I want only one column, so it will be one. And for the second item it will have another, cool guys, cool guys. Okay, let's do one thing. What I want is that I want my like these things to be on center. So for that I can use justify content on center, justify content on center. Cool guys, cool. Yeah, but but what I want is, like, if you would see now, this all of this input box is also very small. Input box is also very small. I want to enlarge it, so what I can do is that this input box is inside this form item, so let's select this input, let's select this input. Mm-mm. Input, and let's me give it some width of 100%, like whatever width is available, and it is already have. Let me give it some padding, of, let's say, 5 pixel. Yeah guys, it has been increased, right? Let me also give, actually let me increase it to 8 pixel. Yeah, and let me give it some border. What border I want? I want 2 pixel solid black. Guys, can you see the border has been added to this input element? Now I also want some border radius. Border radius of what? Border radius of 5 pixel, let's say. So just see guys, this will have some radius as well. If we'll save it. Guys, this is having some radius, right? Now what I want is that for this form item, I want some margin top. So that it would have some like gap between these fields. Margin top. Okay guys. Actually, this margin top should be on form container, because form container is the parent of it. Right? So let me give it a margin. You guys would like able to figure out, like where you guys have to use it, right? If I will increase it to 20 pixel, yeah guys, see. This is from container. I want to increase 20 pixel. 20 pixel is enough. And what I am really looking for is that I want this form item to have the mm, 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 auto. This is taking auto because this is having the grid, and this is having this much of entire. Okay, let's give it a 100%, but this is not gonna do anything. 100, how 100 meter? No, that is not really required. So let me give it of 100 pixel. Let me increase it to whatever I want. $400 is enough, guys. 400 is enough, right? So I want 400 pixel of width for this form item. Width of 400 pixel. And this I want of 40 pixel. See guys, cool guys. And one more thing, guys, I also want some gap. In of them. So what I can do is that I want some gap in grid rows, right? So for that I can use grid grid row gap. I want a gap of 3 pixel, let's say. Yeah, I'm having a gap. I'm having a gap, right, guys? Right, guys? Yeah. Let's this span is having very low font, right? This is very lightweight, right? So let's increase its weight. Let's increase its weight. Form item and then a span. Form item then a span. Form item then a span. Let's select it. Let's select it. Instead of input, I want to write CSS on a span. So I will use it. I'll select it first and then I'll change its size font size to 100. Let's check. 100 is not 100 was the previous one. 200 is also not. 400, 500. Wow. Let me use important over here because okay. Actually, let me use the inspect. Let me use the inspect. Oh, I was supposed to change the font size, not. Oh, it is not being applied. Why? Let's check. It is an invalid property value. Okay. Uh, extra large, extra small, extra large. Yeah, let's use it. Or let me give it in a pixel, 50 pixel. Oh, it's so, yeah. Okay, let me use of 25 pixel, 25 pixel, 20 pixel, 20 pixel. It already has 20 pixel, so I'll use 25 pixel. I'll use 25 pixel. I'll use 25 pixel. Oh, 1 second, guys. 25 pixel, guys. So I have that. I have that. Okay, guys. Okay. Cool, guys. Cool. Now, after this, what I am really looking for is that I'm really after like let's change I don't want name. I don't want name. I want email. I want email so that user can log in with their email address, right? And change its types to email as well. Email, right? And we can give it a placeholder. We can give it a placeholder. Uh, enter enter email ID. If I will save it, yes, I see, guys. Yeah. After this, I want a password field. I want a password field, right? I want a password field. So this is for the password. Type should be password. Okay, guys, and enter password. Cool, guys. Cool. And then I have to change its name attribute and entry attribute as well. Password. If I will save it, if you guys would see, if you guys would see, I'm having both of this field in same like row, same row, but I don't want that. I don't want that. How can I manage this? How can I manage this? So this is inside this form container. I can change its flex direction. I can change its flex direction because by default it is row. I can change it to column. And see, guys, now my input element is getting out of out of this. So for that, what I can do, I can I can I can I can I can I can mm, mm, mm. I can give it a fixed width instead of giving in percentage. I can give it a width of, let's say, 500 pixel. Yeah, guys, see. But what I was looking for is that I wanted to see my form container to be on center, So let's align item, not really align item, or let's inspect it. Mm, 1 second, guys. Yeah, guys. Let's select it. This is my form container, and if you guys would see, this form container has this much of width only, right? So this div container is not being in action, and after that I also have to use align content, because now my items are on on cross axis, so I'll have to use align items, guys. I'll have to use align items on center. Mhm. Let me remove this, inspect. Okay, guys. Okay. Actually, changing it to 25 pixel is was not cool. Let's keep it to 20 pixel. Yeah, guys. And let's have some margin to it. Let me have some margin in between of the fields, from items. Let's have the margin. Of let's say 10 pixel. Okay, cool, guys. Cool. After that, after that, let's have actually, I want to increase the padding of input element, because that is looking very narrow, right? So 15 pixel, let's try for that. Yeah, this is again cool, right? So yeah, let me have 15 pixel. Okay, guys, or 12 pixel. Let's check for that. 12 pixel is also okay, guys. Okay, so you guys would see, you guys can try. Okay, and after that, let me have a submit button. Okay, guys. Let me have a submit button. Let me have a submit button, guys. Yeah. So instead of having all of this, I'll have an input type submit. This will not have a placeholder, because this is not going to say anything. Mm-mm. Okay, guys, cool. Now I can change its name to submit. ID to submit. I can give it a value. Value will be displayed as a content on the. Let's say I want to give it a sign. Log in. See, guys, if I will save it, see what happened. Now what I want is that I want to customize it. So what I can do, I can select it. Input, and obviously, how do we select the attribute? Type submit. Type equals to submit. Guys. Okay. So if I will, adding of 15 pixel. 1 second, just a second. Let me select it. Let me inspect it. And if you guys are find any trouble or anything, you guys can inspect. This is input field, and I haven't selected anything. Type submit. There was some typo error or anything. Okay, cool, guys, cool. Let me give it some width. 20 pixel, or let me customize it over here only. Firstly, select it. Mhm. Right, the CSS width, let's say 10 pixel. Actually 10 pixel is very small. Let's increase it to 20 pixel. Yeah, let's add some padding of 10 pixel. Yeah. Let's add a border 3 pixel, solid. Gray. Let's have a border radius. Guys, if you guys are facing any problem to understand it, I would say put that problem into the chat. I want a border radius of 5 pixel. Okay guys, can you see the border radius is 5 pixel has been added over here. I want its background to be green. See, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste. Actually, let's remove this selector, and use inside right inline CSS style, and into this. Yeah, guys. If you want to change, you can also use the long selectors by changing its display. Let's say I want to change the display to 100%. What will happen? It will have the 100% width, but I want the width of 400, which is the width of input. Save it. Yeah. And if you want to give it some fixed font size, so that like that login takes good get larger. Let me give it of 10 pixel. 10 pixel is really small. Let me use up 20 pixel. Yeah, 20 pixel is looking cool guys, cool. Actually this background is not really engaging. Like, let's change it then. Let's change this background to something else. This one is also looking not really cool, but yeah, manageable. Yes guys. Let's change the background of form container. This one, tomato. Okay, and after that, what I was also supposed to do something. I want to form container display align item center. Cool. Align item center. One second, guys. Yeah, if I'll refresh it, I'll have the same. Yeah, cool, guys. So let me give it a fixed height so that it could get. Let me decrease its height. Four hundred pixel is enough, guys. 400 pixel is I think cool. So I'll remove that. Yeah, I'll remove the 400 pixel. 400 pixel, guys. Height. Where is height? This is to 400 pixel, guys. Yeah, guys. So we are done with the form. We are done with the login form. If you guys need it, or if you guys are looking to host it, if you guys are looking to host it, let me actually that I will be doing in the further session, and that I will be doing in the further session. But for now, actually I have like done the whole coding part before you guys. So actually let me do something. Code share. Let me share you guys the code, but I would say guys, you to firstly try it by yourself, and then after that you can follow the code, just a second guys, I'll be sharing you guys the link of the code. So firstly I will be having the HTML code. This is your HTML code, this is your CSS code. One second guys, just a second. We are about to done guys, and you guys can access the code. Oh, sorry. You guys can access the code on this link, and remember guys, this will expire in 24 hours. So you guys can you guys are saving it somewhere, yes guys, let me know whether the link is accessible to you or not, whether you guys can see the code or not, whether you guys can access the code or not. Let me know in chat guys, let me know in chat. Or you can take a snap of this, Anurag, Neha, Avinav, guys, tell me whether you guys can access the code or not. Guys, okay guys, I think code are accessible for each and everyone. Link is working, but the link will be only be in action for 24 hours. So hope you guys are able to copy the post code and like paste it somewhere, so that you guys can like access the code after 24 hours as well. And take a snap. Good answer, good. And take a snap of the take a a screenshot of the like this project, so that you guys can share in your WhatsApp. Or I would suggest you guys to go on LinkedIn, this is like a social media platform for professionals, like professional like you, and there you can share the image that you have created this project today. And obviously in future whatever project you will be creating, you can share on LinkedIn, and people of your field will get to know that okay, you are doing all of these things. Okay guys, cool guys, cool. Okay, so with that, let's end the session. And if you guys have any problem, you can